Looks like you've finally made it here, you dork. It took you long enough. I was beginning to think that you weren't going to show up at all. Oh well, you're here now, so I guess there's no need to belabor my point. But don't start to think that you've been able to fly under my radar. I'm onto you, you know? You've been spending an awful lot of time with that Chaticus lately. I know it's none of my business, but as your bestie since forever, I can confidently say that you are so much happier being the adventurous free spirit that you are. And, well, not so much when you're clinging to the arm of some hot normie. I'm not saying that you have a bad taste in guys, just that you seem to turn into an entirely different person when you're around them. But I digress. You seem to always land on your feet, and I trust that you'll make the right decision in the long run. With that off my chest, why don't we get to what you actually came here to do? From the look on your face, I can tell you're confused. Especially considering that I told you we were going to stargaze from my roof, and that we are currently nowhere near my apartment. Well, truth be told, the light pollution in the city really crowds out the beautiful complexity of the night sky, and I wanted to make sure that you could do some actual stargazing. So, here we are, in the middle of nowhere. You don't mind a bit of a hike, do you? Alright, great. I promise it's not that far. And even though I know it's tempting to stargaze in my truck with a few sleeping rolls, I promise I have something much better in store. Come on, follow me. Of course not. I'm not gonna tell you what, dummy. You'll see it when you see it. It's really one of those things that is easier to show someone than to tell them about it. It's ineffable. Like how the night sky looks, all the way out here. I've been telling you about it for months, but you've only seemed to understand what a wonderful sight it is just now. Yes, I have noticed that I have noticed that you've been sneaking glances at the sky. Don't be so flustered about it, silly. I'm glad that you're able to enjoy something that I enjoy. As we've grown older, I feel like our paths have begun to diverge. So, don't be shy. The heavens above are a masterpiece meant for everyone to gaze upon. You're able to see so many more stars once you get outside of the city limits. I almost couldn't believe all that all the patches of sky I had once thought were black were actually brimming with smaller, dimmer stars in those vast clusters. And, you know, I've tried to recreate the experience in VR, but I'm telling you, there's nothing like the real deal. Well, not yet, at least. Hold that thought. We're here. I know it doesn't seem so much from the outside, but this old Cold War era building has become the base of my operations to facilitate my stargazing excursions. I got tired of bringing all my things every time I drive out, and I just so happened to find this building on one of my hikes. It is a bit spooky on the inside because the electricity is dead, but don't worry. I had the time to set everything up while I was waiting for you. I guess everything kind of worked out in the end, huh? The stairs are busted, so we'll have to take the maintenance access ladders. Are you up for going first? I knew you had it in you. You've still got that adventurous spirit about you, despite it all. I know the ladder seems to go on forever, but trust me, we're almost to the top. Yeah, I bet you're happy that you didn't have to carry all the supplies up this ladder. I did it with a backpack the first few times I went up, but now I've got a crude pulley system on the top that makes it a whole lot easier to pull up more weight. Okay, it looks like you've just about reached the top, so go ahead and reach forward and climb up. Be aware of the edges, and please, don't fall off. Look, I'm not saying that I'm heavily invested in your safety or anything. It'd just be a shame to lose a friend who looks as good as you. Besides, who else would have the balls to come with me on these adventures? Alright, help me get this tarp off the stuff. I keep it on to keep the rain from messing up the moisture-sensitive equipment. Yes, your assumptions are correct. That is essentially a large battery pack. I have a couple of solar panels on the lower roofs, so that should have charged it during the day. So feel free to plug in your phone if you'd like. Also, just over there, I've got a cooler full of fresh ice, adult drinks, and some not-so-adult drinks, so knock yourself out. When you're ready, I'll be chilling on this mattress. I should have brought the other one up from the storeroom, but bringing this one up was enough of a hassle in and of itself. So, we're gonna have to share. And I don't care if it makes you feel weird or anything. If you're not comfortable with it, you can sit on one of the folding chairs, but I must warn you, that makes it a lot harder to stargaze without craning your neck. See? Just two friends suspiciously close together on a mattress. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, let's get you oriented. We're laying this way for a reason. Our heads are pointed north, legs pointed south, right arm pointed west, and left arm pointed east. Simple enough, right? Let's start with an easy one. If you look over your left arm to the east, you should see a pretty bright star. Yeah, that one. That's Betelgeuse, which is part of the Orion constellation. And just a little further south from Betelgeuse, you should see 3 stars in a somewhat straight line. That is Orion's belt. Well, I bet you already knew that, but I don't know. I kind of like talking about this kind of stuff. Alright, so now look over your right arm and a little bit south towards your legs. You should see a relatively bright object with a slight discoloration. It's not white like the other stars because that's Jupiter. Its large size and proximity to us in our solar system makes it relatively easy to see with the naked eye. Naked eye. Interesting term. Okay, now, if you look up towards the north, you'll see Polaris, or the North Star. No, not that one. Just a tad to the right. Yeah. What's interesting about Polaris is not that it's the brightest star in the sky. Some people claim that, but it is verifiably false. It's that no matter how the other stars move in the night sky, Polaris seems to move much less, suggesting that it is much further away than most other visible stars. It kind of reminds me of you, you know? You're always there, even if I look away sometimes. Other people drift in and out of my life, like the other stars in the night sky, but I can always count on you, still being my bestie. I'm glad you decided to come out here with me tonight. It really warms my heart. I really like you, you know? And we both haven't seemed to have had the best love lives as of late. I think we're different. We know what we want, but we settle for less because we assume that the person we want just can't possibly be out there. But when I look at you, I see the way you smile, and I just know that there's something special about you. I feel like there's a reason why you're my Polaris, and have wanted to get these feelings off of my chest for a while now. Don't feel like you have to say anything just yet. No matter what you think, I still want to give you the opportunity to enjoy the stars for as long as you'd like. That said, would you be my girlfriend? Yeah, sorry. I just had to take a moment to process that. Are you sure? Alright, baby. That's incredible. We'll still be besties, but more than that, too. Here, come closer. I'd like to hold you. You have no idea how many plans are suddenly forming in my mind for future adventures. But for now, I'm content with you and these stars. I'm looking forward to this.